Hello, everyone, and welcome to Science. Sorry I'm unable to be with you today, but regretfully, some family situations require my attendance elsewhere. So, wanted to leave you with some things that you can get started with. First and foremost, when you do come to class, you're going to notice in the stream that there is a video, this video, and you want to go and start off by taking care of your student sign in, sign out form. It'll be a Google form at the first link you can watch underneath this video. You want to click on that, and you'll notice there that you need to go and get your names in there, select the period that you are attending, the time that you arrived, as honest as possible. The date of the class obviously is the 21st. Was there an activator in class today? Actually, there is. So you want to click on yes. General idea of what you're expected to accomplish in class today, and was there any assigned homework? What do you need to do tonight? And last but not least, what time did you leave class? Please remember that when you do hit submit, it also takes a timestamp of when you're hitting submit. So for those of you who want to sign in and sign out and be gone and done with it, please be mindful that it does record that. So this is just my way of knowing that you signed into class and that you're here. And then at which point, let me just kind of show you what we're working on. All right. So we got, and obviously you want to probably go and pause this video while you're doing your attendance, just because it's going to take a couple of minutes. So pause the video, take care of attendance first. All right. I guess I'm going to assume that you're back to watch the video. It's December 21st, day 64. December 21st is actually kind of a special day for me, and I'll address that special day in a moment here. Our agenda, you'll notice there, we do have an activator. It's your last and final journal entry, at which point you guys will actually be able to click submit. Don't go ahead and click submit. You can actually go, there's an extra credit one on Wednesday regarding the ice cream. But if you think you're done and you've got them all done, go ahead and hit submit. Otherwise, we can take care of that on Wednesday. But please note, OB1 Concept check-in quiz repair form. Today is the last day that I will accept a quiz repair for those of you who wanted to improve your grade. Again, the instructions are in the Trapper Keeper. Go ahead and fill that out, and then make sure you share the document with me. Interviews, that includes your breakout rooms, Flipgrid, and Screencastify. Today's pretty much the last day that you can go and make those videos and share them with Flipgrid or with me. If you're done with all those things, you could do some extension activities, but I would spend some of my time today in class reviewing for the final test. Now, the final test does have a study guide, and I'll go over that in a moment, as well as some additional supplemental videos. But here's what we're going to do. Let's get through to our activator here. In the news, oh, silly me. In the news, yes, today is the winter solstice. It was at 5:02 this morning. Actually, I'm recording the night before, so it'll be tomorrow morning at 5:02 or 5:02 the morning you're watching the video. But it's referred to as the shortest day of the Northern Hemisphere, the least amount of daylight that we can experience here in the Northern Hemisphere. You'll notice there in the picture on the right, everyone in the Arctic Circle has nothing but 24 hours of darkness. Tropic of Cancer, which we're, at 42, 43 degrees, so we're pretty close to that, but we get a few more hours than that, but it's definitely the shortest that we can get for it. We would see probably closer to, I think probably maybe about 16, 18 hours of darkness. So more than half the day in darkness. The equator obviously gets its fair share, 12 hours of darkness, 12 hours of light. And then as you get further south, the South Pole receives nothing but 0 hours of darkness, sunlight all day long, 24 hours. Historically and culturally speaking, before there was science, before people had an understanding of the planet that they lived on, human beings were governed by the amount of food that they could grow in 1 year. And if you can imagine that as the days get shorter and shorter and colder, and you can't grow any food, that you're limited to the amount of food that you grew that day, and you need to go and make it through the dark days, the dark nights, if you will. And so they eventually discovered and started making calendars and figured it out, but the solstice, the winter solstice, was actually a time of celebration, a festival of light. The term Yule actually comes from the term, the festival of light, the the death of the sun and the rebirth of the sun. And so solstice is got some historical significance. Stonehenge itself was built, as you can see in the picture down the right there, was built during to go and commemorate many of these calendar dates here on Earth. So anyhow, winter solstice news in the today. All right, let's get into your activator. And here we go. So I love this guy. I think he's hysterical. It's also really kind of nice to know that he's a NASA engineer, and he's done a lot of great things, a lot of great YouTube videos and so forth. But today is your final journal entry, J20 12/21/20. I do need to go and comment on the term thermal expansion, which you can see here in the definition right here. Also, please know that the links to this slideshow, which includes the video clip, are in the Google Classroom stream, so you have access to this link as well as the video. And so if you ever need to go back to it, that's where you can find it. So let's go with this. We've been talking about physical properties of materials. And one of the properties that we didn't really talk about because we didn't get to experiment with it is this idea of thermal expansion. Now, we do know that things expand when they're heated and they contract when they're cold, chilled. But when it comes to things like metals, they all have different thermal expansion rates. And so it's kind of important that you know that going into today's video. So thermal expansion is how much a metal will contract or expand as it is exposed to hot and cold environments. So I just want to kind of cover that before you watch today's video. So click right here to watch the clip of Mark Rober talking about his ice cream safe that he came up with. And when you're done, in your journal, if you could answer these two questions. What do you know? What do you now know about the two metals he designed this with? And in parentheses, some additional further explanation. What are their names and which one does more, meaning which one expands and contracts more, okay? The second official question is, how does this product work at stopping people from eating ice cream? So tell us how the product works. Talk about the metals. Tell us how the product works. That is your Journal 20 entry, okay? We'll give you a couple moments to take care of that. Go ahead, pause the video, and take care of your journal entry. All right. I'm going to assume people are done with their journal entry number 20. All right, next and finally, I think this is going to take us into the final test conversation. So obviously I wanted to be here tomorrow, but I cannot. I'm going to try and be back in time for the after school review session. If that does not happen, there is a video that I've already made that is scheduled to be released at 2:15 tomorrow, just in case I'm not available to get to the computer. But I'm just letting you know there will be a video that will show up in the Google Classroom stream at 2:15, maybe 2:18 considering the way things are delayed a little bit. But I would definitely recommend you check. I don't know if you've got notifications turned on or not, but talk amongst your friends. I would definitely recommend checking back by 2:30. It should definitely be up and loaded. So this final test, it's an OB3. The first part, which we're going to do Tuesday on the 22nd, you're going to do, that's an individual portion of the quiz, and you do that quiz individually. At which point, when I see you guys on Wednesday, depending upon time, I know we had scheduled for the ice cream, but depending upon time, there's another portion to this test, which is the second part, which is considered a group portion where you guys are allowed to work together on the quiz. Again, I'm not sure if that will be on Wednesday or not. And then you'll notice here that says the final part will be today. The final part is not today. The final part is on Tuesday, and the group portion could potentially be on Wednesday. But again, the group portion, you work together, you can use resources. It's a little bit easier. I do want to point out that there's 2 videos and a study guide to prepare, which can be found over in the Google Classroom stream. And if we head to that Google Classroom stream, you can see right here, under classwork, the final test study guide, there are now 2 videos. There's parts 1 and part 2 of me going over a lot of the material, and very, very similar to what occurred in the interview. But I want to let you know that those are available there to help you study and prepare. Again, please be nice. My hairstyle at the time was more of me trying to prove a point than it was anything else. So anyhow, that's pretty much it for the day. I do want to go and remind people that and let me just kind of wait for this to come back up. At 2:15, the video of me going over the finer points of the final test will become available. And so please remember, you have your final test on Tuesday. That's the individual portion. Potentially the group portion on Wednesday, but I have a feeling it might be delayed to after the holidays. And then also, last but not least, as a reminder, there are some ingredients that I'm trying to get people to grab, and that is for Wednesday's activity, which is ice cream in a baggie. Please note the ingredients. Again, this PowerPoint slideshow is available in the Google Stream, so you can access it. You've got a list of the ingredients. And so at this point, I'm going to recommend that people go and take the time to go and make sure that their quiz repair form is done, their interviews are all done, and that they could begin working on their study guide. All right, so keep that in mind, you guys. I wish you well. I'm sorry again I couldn't be here today, but I will see everybody on Tuesday for the final test. If you have any questions, you can totally email me, and I'll do my best to get them answered before the late afternoon, evening. Okay? All right, you guys, take care. I'll see you all on Tuesday.